V is here, and Dan did things, I guess. I am Haru Ren. Welcome to my review of episode 18 of Bakugan Gen 3. So, spoiler warning, if you haven't seen this episode yet, go back and watch it now. But if you have, sit back, relax, and enjoy my review of episode 18 of Gen 3. The first part is Prank the Prankster. Juno is just sitting around because her ankle is still not healed and the Misfits are all bringing her things and helping her out. But yeah, plot twist, Juno is actually kind of healed, she's just used to having the Misfits doing her favors. It's the classic case of taking advantage of your illness or injury to get your friends or family to do things for you. Juno is already healed, but now she's just enjoying her stay at Hotel Misfitfornia, and you can actually clue into it with just a few scenes here.
Oh, we got your favorite, mango juice.
No way!
Here's the cheesecake you asked for. Sorry I'm late. There was a long line of cheesecake lovers.
Oh, right, thanks. Hey there, Ventry! More wind, please! I'm getting kinda hot here.
Right away.
Trox, can you please get me some water?
You don't even need to be told, the scene and the acting does it for you. Very nice. But it's a classic story that has been retold by other shows over and over and over again. So, what does Bakugan do to distinguish themselves from the rest? Well, they try to expose Juno's lies by doing a fake burglary prank. Oh, wait, other shows have done this. Yeah, the Misfits find out that Juno has been faking to make them do slave labor for her because Bruiser can't keep secrets. Honestly, this episode showed more of Bruiser than it did Juno. Jeez, why is Juno so underdeveloped?
Bruiser, I suggest you come clean now. We're gonna find out. Nope, you'll never find out that Juno's ankle is healed and she can walk just fine.
Bruiser, we'll need you to keep this a secret while we get everything in place, okay?
I wonder where that burger is.
What? I don't know anything. Did you say burglar or burger? They're planning on pranking you! Oops! I did it again.
So Juno plans to prank Dan's prank by doing the Home Alone sketch again. Didn't they do this already?
Oh, help, I can't stand!
And I'll laugh in his face!
So Dan was planning on doing a harmless jump scare, but Juno plans on potentially injuring Dan? Who exactly is the real bad guy here? But plans go awry as Chip overhears Dan's plan and arrests them for no actual reason.
Breaking in? That's it! I've heard enough!
But it's just a prank!
Dan really pulled the "it's just a prank, bro" bit.
Yeah, we didn't do anything.
Well, you were about to do something. Right. I'm always looking for a reason to arrest you! Now confess!
Chip is just violating so many protocols right now. As someone who has a friend on the police force in real life, I can tell you Chip's actions would lead immediately to him being discharged. He arrests minors, he admitted to being discriminative, and because of Griffin, I'm pretty sure this counts as racial profiling, and he's violating their Miranda rights and the Fifth Amendment by trying to force them to confess. Again, Chip's character is the absolute worst. Not well written, not strong, just plain annoying, and never at all shown any kind of competency as a villain, nor is it at all funny.
Chip, why are we even here right now? You're just upset you got kicked out of Bakugan Patrol, and now you're taking it out on us.
Don't say anything without a lawyer!
Guys, where is TC?
Yeah, how did TC even sneak out of there? We see in this shot he's there, and then the next shot he's gone. No indication he opened the door or crawled through an air vent or moved or anything. He must have instant transmission or something. So TC runs back to the mod to tell Juno about Dan and them being falsely arrested, and someone else enters the mod. A little spoiler warning for those who have not caught on to it yet, this is V's real identity and face, and Ali Bacha actually spoiled this months prior.
Who in the world are you?
You don't recognize me.
Huh, what? Why would I?
V took an interest in TC in the past few episodes, and this exchange clues into the idea that V is someone from TC's past. A relative? Former teacher? They leave the answer really ambiguous. Surprisingly, V barely has any lines in this episode.
You don't recognize me. We'll leave together.
Let go!
Bakugan, brawl! Fine, but we will meet again.
And I'm thinking it's because by limiting the amount of lines he speaks, the less likely that Juno would figure out his voice. By design, story-wise, it's to keep the mystery since he does wear a mask most of the time. And there is a difference in his voice between his mask and his face. I think Ali Bacha captures the craziness of the masked V and the deep mysteriousness of unmasked V perfectly. Juno and TC fight him to get him to leave, and the match wasn't even that long. It was only like a minute and a half. But they do show V practically not giving a crap about the match, and one strength bam later, it's over. Either this is because V is not actually a brawler, or because his interest in TC outweigh his care for this. So V leaves, the Misfits return from the pointless arrest. I'm starting to think it's because they didn't feel like animating all of them being there at once. And then we get the reveal that the guy was in fact V, if you are still clueless to follow. Honestly, I think this scene should have been cut out to keep the mystery. But it is pretty cool, his mask changes its facial expressions to match his emotions. That is a pretty bitchin' feature. So we move on to Thanks for the Support, where we go back to V's tournament. For some reason, Griffin is facing... Oh, crap, I still don't know his name. Hang on. Kettlebell and Hook, and he lost. And for some reason, TC lost to Screech from the Avian clan. What? What was the point of having a bracket system? This tournament just feels so random. I mean, I probably get why TC faced someone from the Avian clan, but why the Dino clan? And instead of someone from the Dragon clan, they faced someone from the Aquatic clan, which is way in another bracket. In fact, they shouldn't have faced anyone from the Avian clan at all. Griffin beat someone from the Avian clan last episode. There's no structure or order they're following, and it's not like it helps develop any story either with their pairings. Griffin and this guy at least have history, yet they don't touch on that in this fight.
I am so confused.
It's just really sad that probably the most interesting narrative that we are supposed to follow along with the main story is not at all interesting. It's just a throwaway background setting to just focus on the main story. Now granted, that's not a bad thing, but unfortunately they wrote this to where it overshadows our main storyline. I'm sorry, but this tournament arc is more botched than the last one. So yeah, Mia is going to be fighting Reef from the Aquatic clan to see who goes on to the semifinals. Who the frick cares at this point?
They're the Misfits' last shot at winning the tournament. I will do whatever it takes, whatever it takes to guide you to victory.
Dan in a supporting role? This sounds interesting.
Sounds like the writer's admission that they forgot Dan was the main lead. But Dan turns out really isn't good at the big management things. He can't work a schedule, he got the order for drinks mixed up, a really expensive mistake by the way, and he pushes way too hard to the point of backseat brawling. But they do give Dan his moments of shine, like turning down having a brawl with Backslash to take care of Mia first, and throughout his massive fails, it at least shows he genuinely cares about the team. Mike Taylor really conveys the emotion of caring from Dan really well. Just from this scene alone can tell you a lot about Dan's feelings, priorities, and struggle.
Let's have a Baku brawl right now!
You're on, Backslash! Wait, I can't. Mia really needs her yogurt by 3 or she gets hangry.
Wait, are you the clan butler now?
Just leave me alone. I'm helping my team be the best they can be. Come on, TC.
And when the Misfits want Dan to ease up a little bit, he just snaps, which honestly, I kind of feel bad for him. After going through a sense of self-reevaluation and finding his purposes other than brawling, you really feel bad that he's failing even at this, especially since he is putting a lot of pressure on himself.
Not the sparkling water.
Would you say Dan is washed up?
Dan's just frustrated. He wishes he were brawling.
So, why not have Dan be Mia's practice opponent?
So, what do you think we should do?
Isn't it obvious? Dan needs to let off some steam. He needs to brawl.
Why was Griffin brawling? Why not have Dan be Mia's opponent?
Backslash wanted to brawl him earlier. Is that right?
So have Dan fight Mia! Why on earth is this so hard? Oh, there's still 6 minutes of runtime left. Well, duh. So the Misfits set up a match between Backslash and Dan by tricking Dan into thinking Backslash hacked into the Misfit mod. The action is actually not bad. It is fun to watch with Backslash playing defense, but Dan, I think in a really high amount of emotions, is able to break through it, and it's just a quick win. Dan doesn't even figure out at all that it was an elaborate setup.
Did I stop the hack?
All right, yep, definitely.
Our network is safe forever now.
And I'm not kidding, this is how it ends.
Very smart. She made Dan her training opponent.
Yeah, why didn't we think of that from the start?
Yes, the episode ends with Mia making Dan her sparring partner so that Dan not only helps the team train, but also get his brawling fix. And this fight animation is literally reused frame by frame from the 3rd episode. So not only did this feel like a waste of my time, but also they got lazy. Go fanger yourself! So that was episode 18 of Bakugan Gen 3. Let me know your rating of the show was in the comments down below. This episode just felt so insignificant. I just didn't feel anything watching this, aside from Dan's character growth. That was the only thing I felt, really. But everything else, yeah, sure, they had to tease the story with V's interest in TC, and also the action was well and fine, but everything else is just juggled between waste of my time and confusing. They somehow make this episode prove that there is no importance to the V tournament arc. It's just a throwaway background setting for our heroes to play in, almost like they could have had no tournament at all and just hosted exhibition fights instead, and V would likely get the same results of whatever he's planning. I am just so confused with how they did this tournament, I don't even know where to start asking questions. And the second part just feels like a complete waste of my time. If you skip this episode, you won't miss much, but you might be confused later on, and sweet crap, is that just infuriating. So I'll give this episode a Baku downer. Thank you for watching this review of Bakugan Gen 3. Be sure to press that like button and give us a subscribe for more awesome Bakugan content. I've been Haru Ren, thank God for Rapid Fire, and Ventry is based. Bye!